listening to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of my friends around the world. It's a beautiful day here in Gwinnett County, 53 degrees going up to a high, 59 going up to a high of 73. It's lovely. I was out early this morning, had to take my sugar baby to daycare, and it is beautiful outside. You know, it's funny because she likes strawberry donuts, and I was like, look, you're not going to eat donuts every morning. That's not going to happen, but I'm weak. I'm the weakest link when it comes to her. So again, she had a donut this morning. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a wonderful Thursday. Today is Thursday, November. What's the day? The 4th? No, the 3rd. November the 3rd. I want to give before I forget, because I'm sure I will forget, I want to give my uncle Bill, all the way up in heaven, happy birthday. His birthday is tomorrow. He was my mother. He was the brother he was right after my mom. So my mom had 6 brothers, and she was the oldest girl, and she had one that's right before her and one that was right after her. And so the one that was right after her, his name was Bill, and he was real cool, y'all. Like, he was like, I loved all my uncles. I love the rest of them. Like, I still have 4 that are still alive that I love. My Uncle Bill was kind of the quiet one, but he was mean. He was a Scorpio, and he was mean. So long as you didn't cross him, he was good. He liked to laugh and stuff, but don't cross him, because he was no joke. He was no joke. But anyway, he passed away some years ago. Both of my uncles passed away back to back. One passed, and my Uncle Bubba, who I truly adored. When my mom moved to New Jersey, I was 12 years old, and my Uncle Bubba was the person who, let us stay with him. But he was a great person. And he never had kids. So it was like my brother and I were kind of like his kids, because my mom was divorced. So he helped her with us. And even when we got grown, like, we could always go to Uncle Bubba, like Uncle Bubba. And Uncle Bubba, let me tell you about Uncle Bubba, y'all. And I'm going to get on with the show. But my Uncle Bubba was the person, you could go to him for something and nobody would ever know, because he wasn't going to tell a soul. He was that type of person. Like, he didn't gossip. He didn't talk about, he didn't do any of that kind of stuff. And people would always come to him for stuff. I know they did, because we went to him for stuff. And I remember him paying my college bill one year. He was just a great person. But he passed in 2009. And it was the weirdest thing. And I hate to be so morbid this early in the morning, but I'm just thinking about him now. His birthday is next month. We didn't even know he was sick. I had to take him to the eye doctor. And when he came across the street, he wobbled a little bit, and I said to him, "Hey, you just stumbled." And he was like, "Yeah, I know, I got a little dizzy." But I thought it had something to do with his vision, and maybe his equilibrium was a little bit off. So that was on a Friday, and then on a Monday, he wobbled and fell. And so I took him to the ER, and they did some X-rays and stuff, and come to find out he had lung cancer. And I was like, lung cancer? And so they put him in the hospital, because he must have had very progressive lung cancer. And this was all in a matter of a weekend, y'all. Like, literally in a matter of a weekend. He had lung cancer. And about a few days later, the cancer had metastasized. And he had a lump on the back of his head that made him totally just incapacitated. Like, he couldn't even do anything. Like, he just totally, it just swole up in the back of his head. It was a big lump about the size of an egg. It had just swollen up in the back of his head. And he literally could not do anything. He couldn't lift his hands. He couldn't talk. He couldn't do anything for himself. It was the craziest thing. And this happened like in a matter from that Friday, probably to the next Friday, all of this stuff happened. And I remember the doctor saying to us, we can drain, because what had happened, the cancer had spread, but it had caused fluid on his brain. And they said we can drain the cancer. We can drain the fluid, but it's a 50-50 chance that he'll be okay. And we were like, at this point, we're going to take the 50% chance. And so they drained the fluid, and literally when he came back to the room, he was talking. It was the craziest thing. So we had a lot of hope at that point. But unfortunately, he deteriorated really quick. But he was the best person. I know I didn't mean to start out so morbid, but my Uncle Bill made me think about it, because the very next year, he died from lung cancer. And so, yep, they were both heavy smokers, had been smoking their entire lives. And but what was crazy is when my uncle got diagnosed with my Uncle Bubba got diagnosed first with lung cancer. And when he got diagnosed with lung cancer, my mom stopped smoking, like that day. Like when they diagnosed him, she stopped smoking cigarettes. And she had been smoking at that time since she was like 13 years old. What was crazy about that, when she stopped smoking, she got COPD. That's the crazy thing about that. But anyway, and I love all three of them. They're in heaven together. Love you all very much. Miss you all very much. And happy birthday, Uncle Bill. All right, let's get on with this show. Listen, daylight savings is going to come Sunday. So I know most of you are going to be thinking, you're going to wake up Monday morning and blame it on the fact that you didn't set your clock. But it's going to be daylight savings, so push your clock back. Daylight saving time is Sunday. You know what I mean? So just remember, because I remember y'all. I remember when I used to go to work. Literally, when I would go to work, and what's funny is every time daylight savings came, everybody was late, and they blamed it on daylight savings, like, or whatever, the time going back or whatever going up. It was crazy, but that was an excuse to be late. So I'm just saying that make sure you set your clock, because I don't know if that's going to work these days. I don't know if just saying, hey, I forgot to set my clock is going to work for a lot of people. So, but that's what we used to do. It's hilarious. When I think about that now, let me tell y'all something. I was a person who knew my job and did my job, but I was a terrible employee. Like I was a terrible employee. I did my work. I knew my work. I did my job, but I broke every rule in the book, y'all. Like, for real, I was a terrible employee. Like, I would go to work and get the job done. Like, I never had trouble about me doing my work, but I had trouble about other stuff, like leaving the desk, talking on the telephone, reading magazines. I was horrible. I broke all the rules. I did, but I did my work. And I remember, I'm going to tell y'all one quick story and I'm going to get on the show. So I used to work at a hospital in Newark, New Jersey called United Hospital, or Children's Hospital, because it was first Children's Hospital, I think Children's Hospital of Newark. And then they changed it to United Presbyterian Hospital. So I worked there for almost 9 years. And I worked in the x-ray department. And I think I told you guys, that's when I decided I wanted to be a nurse, because I figured I could make a lot of money. But that didn't work out too well. But anyway, I remember my boss, my supervisor, her name was Miss Hines. I don't even know where she is right now. She did not like me. So I think I was the youngest person in the department at the time, and I was a female. So, females are weird like that. I was young, I was a female, and then the other all the men in there, they used to always hang around my desk and talk. They weren't talking about anything. They were just kind of hanging around the desk talking, which I like to talk, hence why I do a podcast, right? And so I remember she tried to fire me. Now, she tried to fire me for not knowing how to use a computer. Okay, so anybody that know me know that I can get around the computer very, 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 very well. And she tried, now she could not. She didn't know anything about the computer, which was the funniest thing, because she tried to fire me about the computer, and she knew nothing about the computer. But she wanted to fire me because of that. Here's the thing. At the hospital, we had a union. So you had to have a reason other than the fact that you didn't like me to fire me. Her reasoning was I didn't know how to work the computer. Okay, so she puts my paper in to be fired. Let's say she put it on a Friday. And then she goes on vacation for a week. Now, remember, I'm in a union. Not only am I in the union, I'm a union delegate, right? Which means I got to go fight, which I don't mind. Anybody that knows me, no, I do not mind fighting for what's right. So I'm a union delegate, which means I have to go and fight for other employees who are in the union when they have an issue. So she tries to fire me. So she goes on vacation. And she stays for a week. When she walks back through the door on Monday morning, I'm sitting at the desk going, good morning. Just being real, like a real a-hole, y'all. I was just being real a-hole-ish. Because I was like, you try to get me fired? So what wound up happening is we opened up a satellite office across town, and they shipped her out. How about that? And then I got a new boss. But that was the funniest thing. She walked through the doors like she had seen a ghost. I was like, good morning. And I was just being real, just an a-hole. Like, for the rest of the week, I was like an a-hole. Just like a thorn in her side, because how you gonna try to fire me for not knowing how to... And I was like, so me, I'm a union delegate, so I gotta fight for other folks. I gotta fight for myself. I was like, she don't even know how to turn the computer on. So I'm going through all it, because I had been taking computers since I was in high school. Then I had taken courses on how to build websites way back when websites first kicked off. So I've been doing this stuff for years. Like 1990, I think I took my first class in 1993 on how to create websites. That's how far back I'm talking about. And she's trying to get me fired for not knowing how to use a computer. That junk was hilarious. So when she walked through that door, it was like, bam. I was like, good morning. I was being a real a-hole for the rest of her time at the hospital. Anyway, let's get on with this show. Let me get on with the show. So today is Thursday, November the 3rd. It's also National Housewives Day. Okay, National Housewives. Show the housewives some love. Show them some love, y'all. Show them some love. It's National Sandwich Day. Yes, National Sandwich Day. It's National Men Make Dinner Day. Nah, my husband does that all the time. So that's not really a national day for men. But here's the thing. I've been cooking a lot lately. That's weird for me. Anybody that knows me know cooking is not my... I've even been doing a lot of laundry, y'all. I get all these things, all the domestic stuff. Maybe because I'm settling down a little bit. But back then when I was like full-blown entrepreneur 24/7, yeah, it was no cooking and doing laundry. Now I do laundry and I cook. I feel like a real wife, finally, after 22 years. I'm starting to feel like a real wife. Because I told my husband, like, yeah, you don't want to marry. I told him this, though. I told him at the beginning, like, yeah, you don't want to marry me. I'm not really wife material. You know, I don't do all the stuff that wives do. That's not who I am. But I told him before he fell in love, like, sir, you don't want me. I'm a mess. Listen, I had to let the man know what he was getting into. I'm a hot mess right now. You do not want me. If you're looking for a wife, I ain't it. But I knew that about myself. So I told him that. He was like, I'm cool with that. I'm like, okay, long as you cool with it. Because I'm not it. You know, I ain't that one. But he was cool with it. And we've been doing it 22 years. So thank God for that. It's also National Cash Back Day. So you got, your credit card, your debit card. You spend some money, you get some cash back on your cards, all that good stuff. All right, let's get on with these horoscopes. Brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thyssen for today, November the 3rd, Thursday, baby. We're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. Compromise if you have to avoid verbal battles. Get involved in creative projects that will enhance your earning power. Opportunities to make financial gains will develop through your connections with other people. All right, listen, you got money in your horoscope today, baby. Earning power, opportunities, financial gains. It's all about the cash today, Aries. But you got to be in the right place at the right time. It's not going to knock on your door. You got to get involved in projects. You got to get involved with people. You got to go out there and develop connections. The money is not going to knock on your door. In the meantime, just compromise to avoid verbal battles. Just don't waste energy on that. Focus on getting the bag, baby. Focus on getting the bag. It's a money day for you. It is a money day for you. Taurus, make creative changes to your living quarters. You need a day to rest and relax with the ones you love. You may have difficulty trying to get your mate to understand your position. All right, listen. Taurus, you're going to have some trouble trying to get them to see it your way, right? And if you find yourself bumping your head against the wall, just say, you know what, whatever, forget about it. Because if they have their minds made up and set on what they believe, you're not going to change it, honestly. And so you're going to expend a lot of energy trying to make somebody change their way of thinking when they just won't. So don't do it. Don't waste your energy trying to do that. Gemini, joint ventures might prove to be unfavorable. Be prepared to make compensations and adjustments. You may find that female colleagues will be more help than you anticipated. All right, they're going to help you out today. All right, now listen, them joint ventures though, Gemini, not so good. And I hate to tell you that, but not so good. So if you're not in one, don't get in one. Not today. If you're in one, just prepare yourself for what's not going to happen. Not for what's going to happen, not for what's not going to happen. If you're not in one, don't get in one today. Cancer, don't push your mate away. Female members of your family may be difficult to deal with. Don't be angry, but be on your guard. All right, listen. All right, Cancer, I want you to control yourself today. You don't have to be angry, but be on your guard, right? And don't listen. I know you. You could be moody. Don't push your mate away because they may not come back this time because they're sick of you pushing them away. So don't push them away. Because guess what? You know what I always say? Jody and the cleanup woman standing right outside your door, just waiting. If y'all don't know them songs, go look them up. Jody Got Your Gallon Gone, and then the Cleanup Woman. 2 separate songs, but Cleanup Woman, those songs are saying what you don't want, somebody else does. I sent my brother a video the other day. I thought it was pretty cool. It was like this guy, I think he was on TikTok, and he was talking. He was like, and it was powerful. It was just powerful. I sent it to my husband and my brother, but it was powerful for anybody. But what he said in the TikTok video was, you may be looking at a chick that you think is a dime, and you don't think your person is a dime, but there's some dude out there looking at your chick, and he thinks she's 11. I was like, "Ow, speak it." He's like, and what is true, right? Because you don't think she's a dime. Somebody out there looking at her think, man, I'll do anything for her because she's a 12. While you think she's a 7, he thinks she's a 12. While you think he's a 6, this chick over here, she thinks he's a 10. So I'm just saying, you just need to listen. I'm trying to tell you now. So don't push your mate away, Cancer, because somebody think he's a 10 or somebody thinks she's a 10 when you think he's a 6. I'm just saying. All right? Leo, avoid being intimately involved with clients or colleagues. Someone around you may not be trustworthy. This would not be the best day for communication or travel. All right, listen, don't get involved with your client. Don't mess with the money. The minute you start poking the bear, it messes up the money, baby. Don't mess with the money. Stay away from colleagues and clients. You ain't got to worry about that. And remember, if you got to go to work with them, if that stuff don't work out, you got to see that person every day and be reminded of how it didn't work out. And guess what? If you didn't keep it a secret in the office, everybody else know that you were in this thing, in this triangle or whatever it is you're in, and it didn't work out. And you got to see them people every day. Don't do that. That's a lot of headache. Trust me, I've been there. I've done that. Not clients, but colleagues. We didn't start out as colleagues, but we ended up as colleagues who broke up. Everybody knew it was horrible. Don't do it. Virgo, do not expect others to do your work. Have some fun, but draw the line if someone tries to fast talk their way into your heart. Weigh the pros and cons and make a decision that will change the conditions you've been living under. All right, listen, you gotta make some decisions. I know a lot of people don't like making decisions, Virgos, but today you have to. You have to make some. You have to decide, how you want to live. At the end of the day, listen, I want a house on an acre with a retention pond. So I'm making some decisions to grind out for the next year because I want my house on an acre with the retention pond. Let me say this. I'm gonna have my house on an acre with the retention pond. You know what I mean? So you have to you got to weigh the pros and the cons. And the pros are, I grind. The cons are, I grind. Let me say that again. I'm going to have a house on the acre with the retention pond. And the pros of me having the living conditions that I want is that I grind. The cons of me having the living conditions that I want is that I grind. Y'all figure that out. That's a riddle. Figure it out. I grind, it's a con. I grind, it's a pro. Figure it out. All right, I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after this song to bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Noto the Astrologer Micah Thyssen. Stay tuned.
Time goes by and yet I wonder, are you and me still the same? Are you still loving the game? I know I don't. You cast your spell and I went under. I know the laughter and the pain. Will I ever love again? I don't know if I can take it anymore. So I stay here and hold my heart when you walk out the door. Made a promise to myself and I repeat it in my head. Set your mind free. Set your mind free. No one knows what I've been through, but this is the end of me and you. Set your mind free. Made a promise to myself, this time I will keep it. Where there's a will, yeah, there's a way. With every smile, with every tear, I know I will make it. I'm gonna see a brighter day. Oh, oh, oh. A brighter day, a brighter day. Oh. A brighter day. Time goes by and yet I wonder, why do we put each other through hell? Why can't we just get over ourselves? I know I should. You cast your spell and I went under. I know the laughter and the pain. Will I ever love again? I don't know if I can take it anymore. Yeah, so I stay here and hold my heart when you walk out the door. Yeah, made a promise to myself and I repeat it in my head. Set your mind free. Set your mind free. No one knows what I've been through, but this is the end of me and you. Set your mind
Audrey Bell Kearney, giving you the daily horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Michael Thyssen. So I'm over here laughing, y'all. I gotta tell y'all a quick story, and then I'm do the horoscopes. Y'all know I got millions of stories, but this is funny. So we have a I don't know, maybe we can call it the funny group. So we got a family group called what's the family group called? It's a thing. It's a family thing. That's our family group. But then we got the funny group, which is me, my husband, my brother, my nephew, and my daughter. We got the funny group, right? So my brother has a very, very weak stomach. Like anything that's disgusting makes him gag. So somebody put a video from TikTok in the funny group, and it had somebody with a really bad cavity, and they had all this food stuck down in the cavity, and so they showed it where they were pulling all the food out. So my brother put in the text, "Oh God," because my brother has a weak stomach, y'all, and it's hilarious. I remember one time I was watching Fear Factor. I don't know what they were doing. They were doing something disgusting, but I knew it was gonna make my brother like gag, and so I called him on the phone. I said, "Yo, turn to channel 2, right?" I said, "Turn to channel 2." And so he watched it. He goes, "Oh my God, I'm over here throwing up." It's hilarious, y'all. But I'm sitting here cracking up because he put in the text, "Oh God." Because whoever did the video, they shot the video where the dentist or the hygienist or somebody was just sitting there, and they were just pulling all the stuff out the person's cavity, and you can just see them pulling out broccoli and corn, all this stuff, but it looks disgusting. And I was like, that's disgusting. And he put, "Oh God." But I know him, he's probably gagging, and so I'm laughing because I know he is weak when it comes to that kind of stuff, and I'll be cracking up because I already know he is just gonna be like about to throw up. Anyway, y'all know I got plenty of stories. I try not to tell them all on here, but sometimes they're just funny, like that one, because I'm literally over here with tears in my eyes because I can just picture my brother right now gagging. So anyway, all right, let's pick this thing up with Libra. Libra, it would do you some good. Your tendency to dramatize may be a little much for your partner to take constantly. Residential changes, renovations, or moves are likely to disrupt your routine. All right, stop being a drama queen, drama king, Libra. You're gonna piss your partner off. They don't want to. Nobody want to go through all that drama all the time. Cut it off. I wanted to say something else, but this is a family show. At least I try to be anyway. Listen, stop being a drama queen or drama king. Nobody want to deal with that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Just stop. Scorpio, changes at home might come fast and furious. Secret affairs may be brought out into the opening. Ooh, child. You would tend to overeat today. I know you are. You gonna eat out. You gonna eat up a house and a home today when that secret affair come out. Because listen, if it's a secret, you shouldn't be doing it. You may have a chance to get out of. I don't know. Your horoscope is saying Scorpio. It's about to come out right now. You're gonna eat. Listen, you can't eat away your problem. So the secret affair is gonna come out, but trying to overeat today to solve the problem is not gonna help you. It's only gonna make matters worse because now you're gonna feel stuffed and bloated. It's not gonna make it go away. You shouldn't be doing it. That's what it was. That's why it's coming out. Secret affair. I feel bad for you. I'm gonna keep you in my prayers, Scorpio. Listen, Lord, help Scorpio today. They're gonna need it. Secret affair. Listen, I know it shouldn't have been a secret, but you are a forgiving God. I'm just trying to help you out, Scorpio. Oh Lord, I'm in rare form today. You know, I think I slept really well because I woke up feeling extremely good this morning. I don't know what it was, but anyway, I feel great, and you could tell because I think I'm in rare form again. Sagittarius, you will have to check your cash flow before you decide to indulge in hobbies or entertainment that may be beyond your budget. Try not to let relatives or friends cause any friction with your mate. Arguments with children or friends may leave you steaming. All right, who's going to argue with some kids? Back smack a kid, you better go sit down somewhere. Now, friends, that's a whole nother thing. Don't argue with your friends. Listen, if you can avoid arguments with your friends, Sagittarius, please do. Because here's what's going to happen. Even your children. If you and your children get into it, because some people do argue with their children. If you and your children get into it, be sure that you can try to avoid saying things that you can't take back. Because once you say those things out of your mouth, they're out. There's nothing you can do about it after that. You know what I'm saying? So be careful what you say now. I know you pissed off. You want to just give them a piece of your mind. You want to smack a couple folks. But remember, the smack will go away. What you say out of your mouth won't. Even if they forgive you, it's going to be stuck in the back of their mind what you said. Okay? So be careful about that. In the meantime, check your cash. Don't overindulge in things you can't really afford. You know what I'm saying? Try not to do that. Capricorn, you have the stamina and determination to succeed, and you need both. Let me just say that. There's a lot to be done, and if you meet your deadline, you'll be in your boss's good books. Frustrations and limitations could cause anxiety today. All right, listen, woosah for a second. Listen, Cap, woosah for a second. Don't let frustrations and limitations stress you out. Just take a minute. And here's the thing: you can only control what you can control. The things that you can't, don't let it stress you out. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning that. It's a day by day struggle for me. There are some things I can control. And those are only things I control. The things that I cannot control, I can't stress about those things. I know sometimes it's easier said than done, but try your best to focus on the things that you can do something about, not the things that you can't. All right, Capricorn? Aquarius, don't back down, but don't ignite the situation. Make sure that you take time to remember those you love. Financial difficulties may be worrying you. All right, I get that. I get it. All right, don't back down, but don't make the situation worse. You know, I'm not telling you to be a punk today, Aquarius, but I'm just saying, don't make it worse. If it's already a bad situation, if you see a way to back out of it and leave it alone, leave it alone. Don't just keep dragging it on, adding fuel to the fire. Don't do that, because it's going to get too big, and you know what? You're going to catch on fire. So don't do that. In the meantime, remember the people that you love. Take some time to hang out with those folks. I know we're busy. We're trying to get life back on track because the pandemic threw us all for a huge loop. So a lot of people still trying to get, including me, still trying to get back on track. But remember, there are still people in your life that you love, and you want to just make some time to remember them. All right? I know you're busy, but you can do it. Just pick up the phone and say hi. If that's all you can do, I mean, that will be worth it. And in the meantime, financial difficulties are worrying you. Listen, figure out another stream of income for yourself. Listen, it's so many ideas to make money out there right now. It's overwhelming. Literally, I'm faced with a new idea every day. I'm talking about not just a new idea, a great idea every day, to the point where I have to talk myself out of them. Like, that's how many there are out there. Here's the thing. So for me, let me tell y'all what happens to me so you guys can understand. If God downloads an idea to me, and sometimes I figure it's a distraction to take my mind off what I really should be doing. However, it's not just an idea. Once he gives me a great idea, he gives me the entire plan to launch that idea. The entire plan. Then I'm talking about everything from how to launch it, who my audience is, where I need to go next. It's crazy. But that's how he does it. And honestly, I would like to launch every one of them, but I can't. And that's a struggle. That to me is like having an addiction. You know how people have addiction to certain things and they just can't say no, or it's extremely hard for them to like focus and say no. That's how ideas are for me, because they don't just come like ideas. They come with the whole blueprint, which makes it extremely hard for me to walk away from a lot of them, right? But I do, but it's a struggle. And so I was saying that to say, you know, sometimes you just have to figure out how to make that money, but it's a lot of ways for you to get it out there, Aquarius. I'm talking about all kinds of ways. Listen, you can go drive from Amazon Flex. I had a friend recently told me he drove for Walmart. Walmart got a delivery service now. What is it called? It's called Spark. Walmart Spark. You need to make some extra money. Go out there and drive for Walmart Spark. Drive for Spark, Amazon Flex, Instacart. I didn't even know what Instacart was. So recently it's like, nah, that's a grocery delivery. I'm like, oh. Listen, pharmacies, there's ways for you to make extra money. You just have to figure out what it is you want to do, right? Don't worry about it. Just pick something. Pick anything and just go do it. Now, I'm going to tell you, driving around is going to put a lot of miles on your car. But is it going to put money in your pocket? And you have to weigh all that stuff out. You know, if you drive a luxury car where the gas is $5.29, because yeah, some of that gas for the Mercedes Benz is $5, right? I remember paying. I went to Jersey, and I had my brother's car, and the gas was $5.29. I'm like, what? Because I got a Jeep Cherokee, and not a Cherokee. I got a Jeep Patriot, and my little Patriot, $25 filled me up. Well, it used to back then. It would fill up my car. So paying $5.29 for a gas, I'm like, what in the world? So just think about that before you take on them driving jobs. That's all I'm saying, Aquarius. Yeah. Last but not least, my fellow fish, Pisces. Your high energy will enable you to enlist the help of those in a position to back you. Amen. Listen, fish, let's go get them. You can utilize your versatility and your versatile mind and dazzle others with your speed and accuracy. Be cautious not to get involved in office chatter that will cause problems for others. I do not have time for any kind of chatter that's not talking business, baby. Not for real. I will say hi to my friends and family because I love them. But outside of that, there's no time for gossiping. So I don't know about you. There's no water cooler. There is no idle chatter. Not right now. In the meantime, Fish, listen. People like our high energy today. Some folks want to back what we're doing. It's a good day for us. What you doing though? Are you ready? Let me just ask you this, Fish. Let me ask you this. You're in a position today because your energy is high. You can enlist people to help you who are in a position to back you. But are you ready for the backing? That's all I got to ask the question about. Are you ready? Because sometimes you may think you're ready, but you're not. Have you did your blueprint for what you're trying to get them to back you for? Do you know the ins and outs? I'm just asking some serious questions right now. So before you get the backing, make sure that you know where you're going to put them folks' money. Make sure that you understand the support they're going to give you and how you're going to utilize that support. Don't just take it because you can, because you got to give it back unless it's some kind of free money. All right, cool. All right, that's all the horoscopes I got for you today. I'll be back again on Monday because you know today is my Friday. So I'll be back on Monday to bring you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Mike Thassa. Now let's get on to some news you can use. All right, so first of all, listen, tomorrow is your last day for early voting. If you have not cast your votes yet, you want to get out there between today and tomorrow because after that, you got to get in line on Tuesday. Now, I don't know about you, but I personally would not want to be out there trying to vote on Tuesday because it's probably going to be a lot of folks who waited to the last minute. One, because it's a tradition for them. That's one thing. But the other thing is because they waited last minute. So either way, I feel like it's going to be a lot of people. Even when I used to vote on voting day, we would go early in the morning. Like it would be early, like 7 o'clock in the morning, and get in line. But it was a tradition. You know, it's like that whole thing. I'm going to cast my vote because I have a right kind of thing. Now it's like, look, let's go early vote so we don't have to get in this line. So we did that already. But if you have not gotten a chance to early voting ends on Friday. If you don't get a chance to early vote by Friday, you're going to have to get in the general election voting line, which could be extremely long hours, 7 to 7. And you only had that one day then. So listen, if you didn't get out there to vote. Your vote count. It matters. Let me just say this real quick. You know, I was doing popcorn and politics, but we haven't done it at all this year. We stopped doing it and we went on break in I think July we went on break in May, and we haven't come back to it because I've been busy. Derek has been busy, so we just haven't had the chance to come back. But if we had come back, I'm sure I would have been talking a lot about Herschel Walker. And Derek used to always say, "Oh my God, why you always talking about Herschel Walker?" Because he was always in the news doing something that was nuts. So I had to ask myself, why is the race so close between he and Warnock? Like, I couldn't understand it. Like, I've seen some devastating ads for both sides. And I know when people are in politics, they dig up dirt from back before you were born, back in the dark ages. They go and dig for that dirt. When you're in big politics, they go digging for that dirt, right? But here's the thing, what I realized. The people that are supporting him, they're not supporting him. They're supporting their party. And they know that if they put him in that seat, they're going to control him. He's not going to have any power. And I was like, okay. Because I had to keep asking myself, why would you vote for this guy? Right? Like, it's quite obvious that he cannot run the Senate seat. Like, it don't, to me, it doesn't make sense. But then I started to think about it. So, oh yeah, it makes sense. So the sense that it makes is we're going to put him in office. We're going to vote to put him in office because we know he's an idiot. And our other folks going to run that seat. They're going to run him. And I was like, oh, okay. Now, because I was saying to myself, there is no way. If we had somebody like that on the other side and he looked like that, I mean, why would I vote for that person? Like, I'm trying to make sure that I'm okay. But I realized, you know, they're doing it because they know that they're going to control him. And I think it's sad that his family, and I'm trying to figure that part out because I feel like this. If I saw my brother making a fool out of himself, I'm like, look, you ain't doing that. Like, I think I'll tell my brother quick, and he'll tell you. He was talking about going somewhere, and I was like, yeah, you shouldn't go to that. And he didn't go. You know, but the same thing for me. If I'm making a fool out of myself, let me know because I don't want to look like a fool. I just kind of wonder what is his family thinking because they are making him look horrible. Like, first of all, they digging up all your dirty laundry. It's going against everything you claim you believe in. And the only reason I could come up with why people would vote for him is because they know he won't have any control, even though he sits in the seat. And so for me, if that was my family member, and I'm looking at them like, yo, I would say to them, listen, they're making a fool out of you. You do know that they don't care about you. They just want you in the seat so they can control what you do. Like, you do know that. And maybe they offer him a big payday or something. I don't know. It's just crazy. But anyway, I just think it's sad that the family members haven't stepped in to say, you know, hey, this is what you need to be doing. Or maybe they did say that. Maybe they said you shouldn't do this. They make you look stupid. Maybe they said that and he just didn't care. You know, he felt like, you know, he said he can beat Obama. So maybe he just felt like he could. Hey, listen, everybody got aspirations. Maybe that's been one of his aspirations, you know, but the interviews I've seen lets me know, like, absolutely no. It would be an absolute no for me. Not because of party, but just looking at the interviews. Has nothing to do with the party for real. I'm looking at the interviews go like, seriously? Like, seriously. I mean, just looking at his interviews with reporters is like a no for me. Has nothing really to do with the party. It's just straight up no. Like, man, I wouldn't trust you with taking care of my pet. Like, just from the interviews, y'all. So anyway, I won't get off on that. Let's keep it moving. So the Gwinnett County Public School Superintendent Calvin Watts assured a crowd gathered yesterday evening for a discussion about community violence that students were being held accountable for their behavior at a point that's becoming an increasing concern among parents and students and teachers. Now, among the ideas Watts presented during the gathering at New Mercies Christian Church in Lilburn is that the district is considering adding metal detectors or other scanning devices, which I think they should. I really do. I don't think anybody should be able to walk through that door at this point, because we've seen the horrors that gun violence can do in schools. We've seen the horror that people that can just walk through the door with a weapon on them have done. I'm all for it. I know some parents are like, oh, it's taking away the kids' rights. They don't have no rights in school. They don't have any. When they come to school with knives and box cutters and guns, they don't have any rights in school. So I know some parents are not going to like that. I'm all for it. If I had a kid in school right now, yeah, I'll be out there stomping the ground, like, yeah, put the metal detectors in. Anyway, Watts and others emphasized that the event was an initial step in addressing violence that there was not a quick solution. However, a recent streak of violent incidents, including a fatal shooting of a Norcross high school near the school, along with criticisms of efforts to reform discipline policies, has elevated the issue of school safety. So school safety is definitely something that we're concerned about here in Gwinnett County, you know, because we used to didn't see this kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know what happened. Like, I don't know, did the pandemic take a toll on the kids? I don't know what happened, y'all. But I know one thing, we need to get it under control before it's out of control. So if they got to put scanning devices or metal detectors in school, then put them in there. If it means keeping kids and teachers safe, and, you know, put it in there. Put it in there. But I know some parents are going to be up and up. They're going to have their panties in a bunch because they feel like, oh, my kids' rights are being violated. How about this? Would you rather have a dead kid or a safe kid? I already know. You're going to get some parent talking about their children's rights because they need rights in schools. Well, here's the thing. I put them in my kid's school. If it's going to mean the kids being safe, nobody should be able to walk through the front door without being scanned. That's my thoughts. I know you got your own thoughts, you know, and I know, you know, you feel like your kids have all these rights, but here's the thing. Kids have lost their lives. I'm talking about lots of kids in school. You used to send your kids to school and you felt like it was safe. It's like, I feel like it's just painful to just send your kids out the door these days. Let me say this, not for everybody, because some folks feel like it could never happen to mine. It's just how they feel. You know, they feel like it could never happen to mine. And so they don't care about that stuff. Oh, that won't happen. Yeah, it can. It can happen. Like, everybody who sent their child to school felt the same way probably. Like, that would never happen. But you can never say these days because you just don't know how kids are thinking. You just don't know how much access they have to guns and things like that. And here in Georgia, you really don't need much. I remember going to buy my gun literally in the gun store. I'm in the gun store. It's a line. I stood in line for about 4 hours because there was so many people buying guns. So this was at the height of the pandemic. This was the height of the George Floyd incident. It was just high. And I remember being at what is it called? Academy Sports up in Snellville. I'm standing in the line, my husband and I, to buy a gun. And there was this woman in front of me. And she was buying 2 guns. And we were talking. We got into a conversation. She's like, yeah, I'm buying a gun for me and my daughter. My daughter was 18 years old. There's no rule to say you can't buy more than 1 gun. There's no rule to say that. She's like, yeah, I'm buying one for me and my daughter. I said, how's your daughter? 18. So she had the proper ID, right? Now, the daughter wasn't there. This was the mom. The mom was buying 2 guns. One was for her and one was for her daughter. Now, my husband bought a gun and so did I. So we both have our own guns. All we needed was our ID. They ran our ID. It came back clean. We got our guns. This woman bought 2 guns. They ran her ID. It came back clean. She bought 2 guns. She bought 2 9mm just like we did. That's what she bought. And I'm like, wow. So guns are very accessible because parents can go and buy guns and put them in the house and tell your son, this your gun. And guess what they're going to say? That's my gun. They never had a license for it, but the mom had a license. So guns are really available to any household right now. So just know that I'm all for putting the metal detectors in the school. Doesn't faze me. If it means keeping everybody safe, then put them in there. I know somebody's going to be like, my kid's rights. He ain't got no rights in school. You want them to have rights, keep them home. How about that? All right, going to the song. I'll be right back after the song to bring you more of the rundown about what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. Stay tuned. Welcome back. It's your girl Audrey Bell Kearney bringing you the daily rundown about what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. So let me tell y'all something. When I moved here to Georgia, to Lawrenceville, it was pretty nice. It felt like one of the shows. I felt really cool because where I moved to, I was literally within 2 miles of the city limits and within 2 miles of the country. And I love the country, right? And I love the city. I'm a Pisces, so I can go either way. And so I love them both. And I felt so glad to be sitting where I live is in the middle of both. But I've seen, over the 9 years that I've been here, I've seen Lawrenceville just sprout up all around me. And downtown Lawrenceville is just booming right now. You hear what I'm telling you? My husband and I came through there Friday night. I was like, what is going on? It was so many people. It felt so cool because it was so beautiful to see all the people out. It was so beautiful to just see like how they've redone downtown Lawrenceville. It is definitely becoming a place, a social spot. Like, it really is a social spot. Now they put all this outdoor seating, patio down on Crogan Street. Like, it used to be parking spaces there. Now they've turned it into seating places where you can actually just go sit outside. Like, I'm looking at in front of Social, which I love Social. Like, my husband and I go to Social at least once or twice a month. That's Cosmo's Pizza in Social downtown Lawrenceville. We go there and just hang out. But now they got outdoor seating, look like with the fire pit. So I'm excited. Like, we may go down there Friday night. We normally go out to dinner on Friday nights, but we may go downtown to Social this Friday. We go to a different place because I love crabs. So we normally go eat crabs, but we may go downtown to Social. And it's just so nice to see the transformation of what downtown Lawrenceville looks like. And it's also very nice that, we have places right here in Gwinnett County, because I love Atlanta, but the commute to Atlanta, the traffic, I don't like that. 85 is just horrendous. Like, I don't like driving 85. So it's really nice to see how things are growing and how beautiful everything looks, and how we can just have a social life right downtown. So right now, Social, Cosmos Pizza and Social they got the outdoor patio, they got the indoor, I think they got something in the alley. One night we came through there, we saw like strobe lights. They had a party going on in the parking lot, baby. And I was like, this is it's really nice. Some people aren't happy. It says it's really nice, but they don't have any handicap spaces anymore. Yeah, that's true. Because of the way they have these sidewalks set up now with the patio seating, they took away the parking spot. So I don't think they have enough handicap parking. But anyway, it's still very nice, and it's nice to see that we have a destination here. I want a nightclub though. And maybe not so much a nightclub, but definitely like a lounge where you can listen to music. Like, we still don't have, Social is kind of like that because they play music, but I don't know if that's what you would call it. Maybe it is. I know one thing, they close at 2 o'clock in the morning, so that could be our lounge. Anyway, I like Social, so I'm always there. I love the pizza. The pizza is delicious. So if you haven't had time to go down there, Cosmos Pizza and Social is delicious. Check it out. No, they didn't pay me to say that, but I need to tell them that because I love it there. Anyway. All right, so Snellville Police Department recently received a $95,000 grant from the Governor's Office for Highway Safety. The money will support the department's highway enforcement of aggressive traffic. It stands, and the acronym for that is HEAT, Highway Enforcement of Aggressive Traffic Unit. And its goal is to reduce crashes, injuries, and fatalities caused by impaired driving, speeding, and unstrained occupants, according to the press release. I think that's true. The young lady who passed away, the cheerleader, she got hit by someone who was driving while under the influence, and that's so sad. So sad that she lost her life, but it's also so very sad that person was so callous to get behind a wheel and drive when they know they were inebriated. And so that person was drinking and she lost her life. Anyway, this will help us to achieve our goal of significantly reducing injuries and fatalities resulting from these violations while improving the safety on our roadways for the motoring public, Snellville Police Department Chief Greg Perry said. So they got a $95,000 grant to help us keep safe on the streets, which we need. I wish there's a way for us to find out, who actually is driving drunk. You know what I'm saying? Who's actually driving drunk like right now? I wish there's some kind of software to tell us that, so that we'll know right away this person is driving drunk, so we can get them. I'm just saying. I know somebody's saying, but no, we need to know like right now. All right, looking for stuff today to do this weekend. It's going down this weekend. So Swanee Wine Fest is happening Saturday, 1 to 4:30. So if you want to go to the Wine Fest, you like wine, the Swanee Wine Fest is going down. It's going down at Swanee Town Center Park, located at 330 Town Center Avenue in Swanee. So if you want to go check that out, go check it out if you like wine. The Native American Festival and Powwow is also happening. That's going to be in Stone Mountain. So you want to check that out. That's this Saturday in Stone Mountain. Well, actually, that starts today through Sunday in Stone Mountain. The Swanee Classic Car Show. I want to go. I missed the one last week. Maybe I can make this one. The Swanee Classic Car Show is happening this Sunday, 10 a.m. in Swanee Town Center. Again, 330 Town Center Avenue in Swanee. I think I'm going to try to make that one. The event will feature 175 classic cars along with an opening ceremony, live music, and a 50-50 drawing. For more information, check out Swanee'sArtCenter.org. So you're looking for something to do, you got stuff to do, yes, you want to have some fun this weekend. Le Bon Invitational, Saturday 1 to 5, down Duluth Town Green, 3142 in Duluth. Good Word Brewing, Public House, and City of Duluth are hosting the first ever beer, barbecue, and oyster event. That sounds nice. Yes, that sounds amazing. But I think I'm definitely probably gonna miss that one because I have 3 things to do on Saturday. And I don't know how I'm gonna do them all. I'm still trying to figure it out. But anyway, if you want beer, you want ciders, you want natural wines and oysters, it's going down this Saturday in Duluth Town Green, 3142 Hill Street in Duluth. So go on over there, get you some wine, oysters, and beer. Yep. Okay, go see Over the River and Through the Woods in Sugar Hill. Yep, you want to go check that out. That's happening too this weekend. Well, that's next Sunday. No, Friday through Sunday. That's Over the Hill. It's going to be at the Eagle Theater in Sugar Hill, 5029 West Broad Street in Sugar Hill. So you want to check that out. You can check that out as well. Yes. Run for Ribbons. That's happening this Saturday. Run for Ribbons, Triple Mill Park. That's going to be Saturday, November the 5th. That's going to start at registration starts at 7:30. To benefit the Ribbon and the Beyond the Ribbon Inc., our mission is to advocate for support and resources beyond diagnosis of cancer, to educate, inspire, hope, cultivate awareness, and empower individuals throughout their journey and beyond. And trust me, cancer is a journey, not just for the person that's going through it, but the family members who are there to support them. So anyway, they said please join them this Saturday at Triple Mill Park for their annual Run for the Ribbons or walk. This event is to celebrate, remember, and honor those diagnosed with cancer. The funds raised from this event will help assist cancer families in their community. That's going to be at Triple Mill Park. Registration starts at 7:30. Triple Mill Park is located at 2125 Triple Mill Parkway Southeast in Lawrenceville. So if you want to do that, you can do that. That's going to be pretty cool. All right. Santa's Wonderland returns to Bass Pro Shop. Free photos with Santa this Sunday, 9 a.m. There's going to be a Bass Pro Shop. You want to give your kids some pictures with Santa, it's going down at Bass Pro Shop. I ain't mad at these people. Like, this is all good marketing, y'all. At the end of the day, it's good marketing. So Bass Pro Shop is located at 5900 Sugarloaf Parkway, Suite 129, and that's in Lawrenceville. You can take pictures with Santa. They're going to be free. Photo session starts, and reservations are recommended. If you want to reserve your spot, you can go to basspro.com/Santa to reserve your spot. basspro.com/Santa. The pictures are free with Santa. It's going to be at the Bass Pro Shop in Lawrenceville, located at 5900 Sugarloaf Parkway in Lawrenceville. But you need to reserve your spot, because if you don't reserve your spot, you're not going to get one. So make sure you reserve your spot so you can get there in time. All right, I'm going to my last song. Then I'm going to come back and close it out for today with my words of inspiration. So stay tuned.
I'm telling you that there ain't no other way. Pack your bags and then you will go away. I'm not gonna be begging you to stay. Said maybe if you asked me yesterday, I would handle this differently. Things are different, I'm a new me. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. So even if you're asking, even if you're asking, 'cause I do what I do, and it's time for something new. Yeah, gotta know when to let go. Gotta know when to let go. Gotta know when to let go. Sometimes giving up can make it could stay. Gotta go our own way. 'Cause I do what I do, and it's time for something new, yeah. Gotta know when to let go. Gotta know when to let go. Gotta know when to let go. Sometimes giving up can make you grow. Can make you grow. Can make you grow. I don't appreciate the chase. Now there's nothing here for me. I gotta go, I'll fly away to a new space. You know, I don't appreciate the chase. Now there's nothing here for me. I gotta go, I'll fly away to a new space. 'Cause gotta know when to let go. Gotta know when to let go. Gotta know when to let go. Sometimes giving up can make you grow. Can make you grow. Can make you grow. Sometimes. Gotta know when to let go. Gotta know when to let go. Gotta know when to let go. Sometimes giving up can make you grow. Can make you grow. Can make you grow.
Welcome back. So listen, guys, that's all I got for you today. But before I go, I want to give you my word of inspiration, and here it goes. It says, growth and comfort do not coexist. Let me say it again. Growth and comfort do not coexist. Jenny Remetti said that, and Jenny was right. Let me tell you something. When you're trying to grow, it is very uncomfortable. Ask yourself that. Think about some of the things you've tried to achieve in your life. That's called growth. Right? You're on a path to growth. Yes, you're trying to get to that goal. It's some growth that's going to have to take place. And a lot of times it's very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. You know, it may be late night. It may be talking to people you don't want to talk to. Maybe making cold calls. Maybe asking for the sale. It may be doing the extra reps. You may be taking an extra swing, taking an extra shot. It's very uncomfortable. Running in the heat, it's very uncomfortable. But here's the thing. Do you want to grow? It's a question. If you don't want to grow, stay comfortable. But if you're trying to grow and get somewhere, oh, trust me when I tell you, yeah, they can't coexist. It just don't happen. When I wake up in a great mood, I'm in a great mood, but just know that I'm about to get uncomfortable later because it's something I got to do because I'm trying to grow. It's something I got to do because I'm trying to get to this big goal. I got up real early this morning, took the baby to school, and then guess what I did? I came back and I did an email newsletter. I had to do it. I had to do it right then and there because I had to make sure it went out before anything else took up space in my head. That's uncomfortable because I got to think of what I'm going to talk about. But I did it. I did it because I know I needed to reach my audience of 1,200, right? I did it because I had a message to share. And that's not even a big audience, but that's the audience that I have. And I need to talk to them because it's the first of the month and I said I would. You know, staying on track is uncomfortable a lot of times because I want to just go and watch TV sometimes and do nothing. Like yesterday, I said to my husband, he was home because his car's in the shop. And I said to him, oh my God. So I took a break. Oh, and then we started watching. Listen, this is what we were watching. We were watching Moonshiners, right? Because we like stuff like that. I did not want to go back to work. I wanted to just sit there and watch all the episodes of Moonshiner and saw all the moonshine they were making because that's what he was watching. And he has a right to do that because he works very hard and he works a lot of days. I, on the other hand, was like, I need to go back. And I kept saying, ooh, I need to go back to work. But I want to just lay around. That's uncomfortable. Because the comfortable side would just have been to lay there all day and watch Moonshiners with him. And that may have been okay because I do work hard too. But I was in the back of my mind, it's like, girl, you better get up. You need to go in there and do that work, which I was supposed to do the newsletter yesterday. But I was comfortable and I didn't. So I did it first thing this morning. So anyway, sometimes you got to get uncomfortable if you're trying to reach a goal. And if you don't want to get uncomfortable, then stay. If you don't want to grow, then stay comfortable. That's all. You don't owe nobody no explanation about who you want to be and what you want out of life. You just don't. All right. So listen, that's all I got for you today. I'll be back again on Monday at 10 a.m. God willing. If you miss any episodes of the show, go to goodmorninggwinnett.com to listen to past episodes there. And also be sure to connect with me on social media under Good Morning Gwinnett and to download the app from the App Store. So if you got an Android phone or Apple phone, there's an app in your App Store for the Good Morning Gwinnett show. You can also listen to us on Alexa. You can also catch us on Noise TV Network on Roku and Amazon Fire TV. Yes, you can catch us anywhere, on your website, on your TV, on your podcast platform. We are everywhere, and we're going to be continuously expanding. So thank you again for listening. You guys stay safe out there. I'll be back again Monday. Until next time, my friends, until next time, make it a great day. Bye, y'all.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.